what's going on YouTube? So today I want to do a video about my college football betting odds, just value bets for what I think are going to be the best lines you can put any type of money on for the lines that are out right now. These are based on Bovada odds. There's a couple different websites that have different odds, but this is pretty much the straight up most clear odds you're going to find right now. So go ahead and start with my first one. I have Navy. If you guys saw my college football final top 25 prediction video, then you saw that I am high on Navy. I have them at number 9. I have them winning the AAC. So them at 8 or plus 800 to win the AAC is a very good value bet for me. You can just put $1 down, $8 coming back. That means pretty simple bet to make. If you parlay it, you make even more. So next one is Oklahoma State at 7.5 wins for the over-under. Again, if you saw my over-under value bets, then you saw that one of the value bets I did tell you to make was Oklahoma State at 7.5 and to go over. I think they will get at least 9 wins this year. So obviously picking the over on that would be a good bet to make. Kansas at 1.5 wins. Honestly, I think they might come out with less. They might be the worst. They might honestly be the worst team in the country this year. David Beatty is taking over a horrible situation. He's got a quarterback in Montel Cozart, who is a very athletic quarterback, but really can't throw. Not to mention they lose their best defensive player in Ben Heaney. Pretty much the only thing that was holding that defense together. They lose a ton of players to transfer, a ton of players to graduation. So I think Kansas could honestly wind up with 1 or even 0 wins if they can't take care of South Dakota State to start the season. So move on to got a few more over/under bets. So my next one is East Carolina. They're at 7 wins for the over/under. Now East Carolina loses a ton, basically just by losing Shane Carden and Justin Hardy, their best quarterback wide receiver combination probably ever. So I think that even though they'll probably end up with 8 wins max, 8, 9 wins. I wouldn't say 8 wins max, maybe like 9 wins. The AAC as a whole is pretty much easier this year. East Carolina's defense should also be a little bit more stout. They do have a lot of good receivers still returning, so I think that putting the over on them would be a good bet to make. Maryland at 4.5 wins. I think they'll get under that. They got a really tough Big Ten schedule this year and a very much improved Big Ten. They have to go on the road, play West Virginia, and they don't really have a whole lot of certainty at quarterback. Probably going to be Dax Garman. I saw him firsthand last year. Had a lot of troubles with being consistent. He's never been able to find success at one school, and especially with the limited weapons that Maryland has, I don't think he'll find any there. So I think that Maryland will maximum get 4 wins, so I think that's a good bet to make. And then the final one is, or for the over-under, is, again, Navy. 7.5 wins, I think they'll definitely get over that. Regardless if you think they'll win the conference championship or not, I think a lot of people do agree that Navy is going to top 7.5 wins, or that they'll top even 8 wins. Looking through their schedule, it's hard to imagine them losing more than, I'd say, 4 games. Especially if they make the American Athletic Conference Championship, that's just another way to get another win. So I think those are the best value bets for over/under. Now, the 2 final value bets I have are 2 guys that I think are have the best chance of winning the Heisman. So if you guys saw my Heisman predictions video, I said that J.T. Barrett would win the Heisman. He is one of the odds-on favorites right now at plus 900, but I do think he's going to win the Heisman. I think he would have won the Heisman last year if he had not gotten injured against Michigan. Cardale Jones did finish out the season tremendously. He was a stud in the college football playoff, but at the same time, he didn't really do all that work to get him there. J.T. Barrett was the one that put up monster stats his freshman season all the way through the year, and then Cardale Jones kind of finished out the year. If you guys have been paying attention to Ohio State camp, watching the media at all, then J.T. Barrett's pretty much been the favorite to start this year. So my other one is Deshaun Watson. I think if J.T. Barrett doesn't win, then it'll probably be Deshaun Watson. His odds are a plus 1,200 right now. If you guys watched Deshaun Watson play last year, when he was healthy, he was tremendous. Clemson returns a decent amount of talent this year. Both sides of the ball, they should be a very good team. And I do believe they are the odds-on favorite right now to win the ACC. Really the only competition they have, the only big competition is Florida State. I mean, Georgia Tech could probably give them trouble. Justin Thomas is a great quarterback. Georgia Tech will be a tough team to beat this year, but I don't think it'll be any problem for Clemson. So one thing I would advise, like if you are taking into consideration making any bets, if you're looking for some value bets, obviously, like I said, the ones I just gave you are really good value bets to make. I would say definitely, especially for the over-unders, I'd say I went through every single one of the over-unders individually. Those are the 5 best that I found. Obviously, everyone's going to have their own opinion. Over-unders is a pretty easy thing to choose. Obviously, it's hard to put a number on the exact wins that the team's going to get, and a lot of people are going to have gut instincts that lead over or under each way. So, if you are looking to make some of these bets, I would definitely suggest parlaying them. I'd say these are the 5 things I'm most confident on being the true outcomes. Maybe if I could say you could take one off, maybe East Carolina being at the over for 7 wins, but every single one of those other predictions I'm pretty confident about. If you parlay them, I don't think Bovada allows you to parlay yet for over-unders, but there are a couple sites that will. There's a ton of sportsbook websites out there, especially Las Vegas Sportsbook. I know they let you parlay it, so don't know if the odds are going to be the same, but basically at the same time, I think that either way you parlay all 3, 4, even 5 of those predictions, you'll get a pretty nice little outcome in the end. I mean, I guess if you could find a way to parlay maybe all those predictions, I'm going to see if there's a site that'll let me do that. Then maybe even betting like $1 will have like a $50 reward. Now, I don't think all these things are going to happen, but still, what's the use in losing $1? So yeah, like I said, that's my value bets for this year. Definitely would like to hear what you guys think would be the best value bets for this year. There's not a whole lot of lines or betting odds out yet. A lot of them are out for the college football playoff, but single game lines really haven't come out yet. Available for betting. I think those will be out next week. So yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.